Hello guys! This is the first video in a new series that I want to try out called Tea Time Thoughts, where I sit down with you guys and a cup of tea and talk about anything that comes to mind about the books I've been reading, about books I want to read, about anything to do with books or reading or the booktube community or anything like that really. So this first one, I thought it would be a good idea to do a sort of get to know me type chat. This channel is still quite new, and so I thought I'd just tell you all a little bit about myself, who I am, and that sort of thing. So, as you probably guessed from my channel name, my name is Sophia. I'm 27 years old and I live in London in a flat that I bought about nearly 2 years ago with my boyfriend Lee. We did live together for probably about 3 or 4 years before that as well. We've been together nearly 9 years. We'll have been together 9 years in November of this year. So we've been together a long time. We've lived together for quite a while, and so a couple of years ago we decided to get ourselves on the property ladder, which was no easy feat, let me tell you. London property prices are crazy, but we bought this place shared ownership, so we actually only own a 25% share of this property, and then we pay a very, very much reduced rent on the other 75% that's owned by the landlord, and as we can afford to, we can buy more of the property. It's just a really good way for us to get ourselves on the property ladder. So it's just the two of us living here. Up until very recently, we did have a cat named Heath, which I did want to just address because it feels wrong to have this channel and not address the fact that we lost Heath just over a week ago now. And Lee and I are absolutely devastated. He was only with us for 1.5 years. He had FIV, which is the same as HIV, but in cats, and unlike with humans, there's medication for HIV, but there isn't medication for FIV, so there's nothing we could do. And he, around 2 weeks ago, he was diagnosed with a bone marrow tumour, and because of his FIV, he wasn't a candidate for chemotherapy, so we had to let him go. And I don't want to go any more into it than that because I'm still very, very upset about it, but like I said, it just felt wrong to carry on with this channel as normal without addressing that, and that very much is the reason why I struggled with reading A Conjuring of Light, because I started that book around the time that everything was happening with Heath, and so I just didn't enjoy that book. And so my review of it, which I'll probably talk about it more in my wrap up, but my review of it wasn't overly positive, and that wasn't the book's fault. So I did just want to address that. But moving on, something a bit happier. Like I said, I'm 27, I live in London. I work full-time. I am a human rights solicitor and have been for just over 2 years now. I'm not going to get into what I do in this video because my job is kind of complicated, and I'm not sure how much I want to get into it on this channel anyway, because I kind of want this channel to be a bit of an escape from my work life. This is kind of something for me to do for fun in my spare time. So I don't really want to get into that, but that's what I do. So if I'm ever mentioning in vlogs that I'm going to court or I'm going to visit a client, then I probably won't mention those things in videos, but just in case I ever do, that's why. I am half Portuguese, so I'm also not going to be telling you my full name because I have a Portuguese surname and it is very unique. I've googled myself before and there's only one person in the world with my full name, and so because I want to keep my work separate from this, I'm not going to be telling you guys my full name because like I said, I just want to keep things separate. And if any of my clients, for example, were to look me up, I don't want them to stumble across this channel because this is something just for me, and I want it completely separate from my professional life. So I hope you'll understand that. Yeah, but I am half Portuguese. I'm half Portuguese on my dad's side, and I do speak Portuguese, not particularly well, but I do speak the language. My entire dad's family are out in Portugal, so the only way I can really speak to them is if I speak Portuguese, so I do. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I thought that you guys might like to know a little bit about me and who I am, where I come from, and that sort of thing. But I really just, like I said in my booktube newbie video, I kind of just wanted to make this channel to connect with other people who like reading and like talking about books. But I also do like to know a little bit about the people that I watch on booktube so that it makes it easier for me to relate to them. So that's why I thought that I'd do this first chat video, just telling you a little bit about myself. Now moving on to more book related items. I have a vlog that's going up. This video hopefully is going up on Sunday, which is the day that I'm filming this. And then on Wednesday, hopefully, I will be having, Wednesday the 31st of October, I'll be having a reading vlog going up. And in that vlog I show you this new bookcase that I've bought. So the room that I'm in now is the spare bedroom in our flat, and I kind of want to turn it into sort of like a reading room for myself because Lee plays a lot of video games and sometimes I like to just get away from the main living area and read somewhere quiet and secluded and just cozy up with a book. So I kind of want to turn this bedroom into a reading room. So we went out and we bought a standard Billy bookcase from IKEA in a dark brown, so it matches the rest of the furniture in the room. It's not completely put together yet. The frame is up, but we still need to put the shelves in. And then I'm going to, and part of that is because I want this to be my reading room, and part of it is because I'm starting to run out of space on my main bookcase in the living room for all my books. So, and Leah's been running out of space for his Lego as well. So we've got this bookcase in here now that we want to use to store some more books and some more Lego. And eventually I want to get a nice armchair to put in here that I can snuggle up in. I have that wicker chair just there, which I do use at the moment, but it's quite small and I can't really cozy up in it so much. So that's my plan for this room. So yeah, that's this room, and eventually once the bookcase is all set up properly with books on, I want to try and film with that in the background because I'm really disappointed that I can't film in front of my main bookcase in the other room. And the reason I can't do that is because it's glass fronted and the reflections off it, they don't film very well. I've tried quite a lot of angles there and it just doesn't work. So yeah, that's my reading room. And then I just wanted to talk to you about, just hit myself in the face there, Scythe, which is the book that I'm currently reading. I'm on page 228 so far, and it's just over 440 pages, I believe. So I'm nearly done with this one. Well, I'm halfway through, but I am planning on finishing it today, and I have Thunderhead, which is book 2, coming in the post today, hopefully. So as soon as I finish this, I can go straight on to that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm not going to gush too much about this one now because I may well do a a review just on this book, or maybe on this book and Thunderhead once I've read that one. But so far it's such a good book. Like, I feel disappointed that I'm filming now instead of reading this, but I do want to film, so I'll finish this after. But yeah, it's so good. I cannot emphasize enough the hype that surrounds this book is completely warranted, in my opinion. It's a fantastic book, so I would highly recommend picking that up. And when they're up, I would recommend checking my review video, and also it'll be in my monthly wrap-up video, which hopefully Thunderhead will be in that video as well. I was thinking of filming that today, but it's a few days early, and hopefully I'll be able to film that next weekend and put it up next Sunday for you. One other thing that I did want to just mention in this video, because I don't know really where else to put it, I might mention it in my wrap-up video as well, but I'm not going to be doing TBR videos on this channel, and the reason for that is because I don't really plan what I'm going to read so much. I'm kind of a mood reader, in that I will just, whatever takes my fancy as my next book will be what I pick up next, and then I tend to binge read a series. So for example with Scythe, I'm immediately after I finish that, I'm going to pick up Thunderhead, which is the next book in the series. And I know a lot of people, they take breaks in between books, so their TBR might be the first book in a lot of different series, but my TBR would just never be that. So for example, if I decided to pick up Throne of Glass, for example, after Thunderhead, that series has, I think, 7 books. I could be wrong there, I'm not sure. That series has 7 books, which means that my TBR for that month that I decide to read that book would just be that series, because I do tend to read somewhere in the region of 7 books a month. In a good month, sometimes it's a lot less than that, sometimes it might be more than that if I read a lot of really short books. So for example, this month I read White Sand Volume 1 and 2, so I think there will probably be 8 books, fingers crossed, on my wrap-up video, because those are comics and they're short. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that there aren't going to be TBR videos on this channel, because I just don't plan my reading that way. I find that, I think if I set myself a list of books that I wanted to get to in a specific month, then that would really make me struggle with my reading, because I'd be wanting to fight against that plan. But then I'm such a pedantic person that if I'd set myself a list, I'd want to achieve that goal. So I think it's just a bit too much pressure for me to set a TBR. But that's not to say that if there are books that you think that I should read, then please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. My actual like TBR, which I might do a video telling you guys the books that are on my list, but it just wouldn't be a specific, these are the books I'm going to be reading and this is when I'm going to be reading them, because I do have a very long list of books that I want to get to. I mentioned in my booktube newbie tag that I'm a massive rereader, but I actually haven't reread anything this year, and I think it's because I discovered booktube around Christmas time last year, so Christmas 2017. And since then, my TBR has been growing so much that I'm just not rereading. Although having said that, I have reread the Harry Potter series and the Chronicles of Ixia and something else. Oh, and I'm currently rereading his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. Those are all on audio. I'm going to do a video, I think, about audiobooks at some point. I really like audiobooks, and I do like listening to new audiobooks, but there's something really special about reading or rereading a book on audio, that I think I found anyway, that I just discover new things about the book that I hadn't realised before, hadn't noticed before when I read it on a page. So yeah, I've reread the Harry Potter series on audio, which is narrated by Stephen Fry, who is an excellent narrator. I'm currently rereading his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, which is actually narrated by Philip Pullman, which is really interesting, although it's full cast. So he narrates not the dialogue, whatever that's called, and the dialogue is narrated by a full cast of characters, which is really good. I really like full cast audiobooks. And yeah, so I probably will do an audiobook video at some point. I might do a full TBR video at some point. I'm currently filming a reading vlog, so that will go up hopefully next week, like I said, and I'm enjoying that. I'm reading Scythe, and you will see in that video how much I'm enjoying that book. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I want to talk about in this video, but if you have any questions, or you want to know anything else about me, or you want to recommend a book or any of that good stuff, then I really do want to talk to you guys in the comments, so please do leave me a comment down below. I'll leave some videos for you to check out on the screen here. I just figured out how to do that on my last video. Also, just quickly, I wanted to address that I'd been checking my videos on my phone, not on my laptop, and then the other day when I checked it on my laptop, I realised that the video size was small, not large. So I realised that I was doing something wrong in the exporting. So I've fixed that now, so this and all future videos should be proper sized. But like I said, I'll link some videos here for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want to see any more content like this from me, then do think about subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye!